So different landscape in one country.
Is it harder just now?
We're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Okay, you do first.
Oh shit!
This is first oasis in my life I've ever seen.
How wild it is doing sand buggies. Good morning, here from the coastal town of Paracas. So after spending a week in Lima, we actually took a bus yesterday, and these inner city buses are actually super comfortable here in Peru. They even come with like charging underneath, and it's actually a recliner seat, and you can choose from like 140 degrees, 160 degrees, depending how much you pay. You can actually lean back more if you want to, so it's super comfortable ride. And yesterday when we arrived at this town, we got off the bus and we're like, what is this place? It felt very empty and there's not a lot going on here. Also, this town, because it's a coastal town, there are tons of seafood options. So the first thing we did yesterday when we arrived is immediately go and get a seafood feast. We got some scallops and also we got some grilled octopus, and they were delicious. But nevertheless, coming to this town, our goal is actually to see sea lion tours. And secondly, we want to go to this really beautiful cliffs here in Paracas that has a red beach as well. And we're going to take a scooter there. So that's our two goals in this town.
We are going to see sea lions. I want to always say sea cats because in Russia we always say sea cats.
It actually makes sense because like they have got those like hair here.
They're cute.
So I get why Russians say sea cats. Doing a boat tour in winter means it's gonna be really cold. So we've already doubled up our layer.
We're already on a boat, waiting for another passengers, and I can say here, so smelly. Smell like a bad egg, like so strong. Apparently I think it's a bird poop, because they are collecting in this town bird poop, and they said inside have a lot of sulfur. That's why I like this.
Even in our apartment we could smell this. It's like when you, I don't know if you ever gone on the volcano.
It's like I'm in toilet.
Like when you go on a volcano, there's a lot of sulfur content inside and it smells exactly like that. Yeah, like a toilet. Wow, 5 minutes into the boat ride, we've already seen dolphins.
Yeah, they're so cute. They were so close to our boat.
When the boat started cruising away from the shore, we passed a lot of really incredible red cliffs in Paracas. Apparently it's because it's full of iron, and over thousands of years it's been shaped by wind and waves that turn to this red color. But the craziest thing though is the amount of birds everywhere. It's almost like a gathering of all seabird types all in one place chilling on the cliffs. But well, you can also say it's a public toilet because, oh man, the smell there was terrible. Just imagine the wind was strong and blew the smell right into your face, like I could pass out. It was so intense. Then about 10 minutes in, we spotted wild penguin activities on the rocks.
Wow, guys, we're seeing a penguins, wild penguins. They're so cute. They're just staying there on top of this ark.
I didn't expect to see them at all, but surprisingly this particular type is only found in Peru and Chile. Look, it was winter, so we didn't get to see many sea lions at first, but I think they were probably off hunting somewhere else. But near the rocks, we could actually see some sea urchins and crabs in the water. Then a bit later, we passed the Paracas candelabra. It is this 2,000-year-old giant huge symbol carved into the hillside. No one really knows who made it or why, but it's still perfectly intact up to today. And then after that, the water started getting rough. A lot of us were feeling seasick and the wind was really harsh. And that's when we spotted a bunch of sea lions swimming around a fishing boat. They were circling it for leftovers from the fishermen, and they were so cute going in and out of the barrier. That's probably the highlight of the whole trip. When you search Paracas on Google, you usually see a lot of sea lions, like thousands of them just lying, sunbathing. But turns out we actually came at the wrong season. Apparently now it's winter season and you're supposed to see a lot of them during summer season. But nevertheless, I'm so glad at the end we actually saw a lot of sea lions just like peeking out, breathing for like a few seconds and then came back down. And I think sea lions during the season, they actually like to surround fishermen's boat because they're smart. They're fishermen, they're catching fish, right? So they immediately go around the fishermen's and they start eating. That's a smart way of spotting sea lions, I guess. After the boat tour, you might think we lost our appetite, but actually it's the opposite because we were starving. So we quickly grabbed lunch for $5 per person that includes juice, coffee and sandwich. Pretty good deal, huh?
So now guys, we came to pick up our scooters. Looks like motorbike scooter.
We found a company that rents out scooters and they gave us a quick rundown of how to ride and offered us 2 bikes that, let's be honest, they're pretty old. But oh well, we didn't have much of a choice since we showed up pretty late and all the good ones already gone. This is a big mistake that we made and you'll see why very soon.
So now we're test driving the scooter to see how it feels like. Honestly, again, I'm a bit nervous because, like, you know, it's been a while since I've rode one of these, and last time I was in Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam.
So yeah, I think I needed some practice again, but I need to drive very slowly. So,
Yep.
but I think it'll be okay. Yeah, it should be exciting.
Yeah.
No wonder it's so uncomfortable just now because I wear the opposite side.
Justin, so Justin.
Okay, now much
let's
better.
go to adventure.
Okay. It is so interesting that, you know, we just left the ocean, the coastline, and all of a sudden, on the way here, we come to this desert. See, it's like we're on the moon or on the Mars or something. It's like a different planet here. It just feels like we are alone in a desert with 2 motorbikes.
This is more desert than last time we've been in Colombia.
And also in Australia, remember? We crossed the desert, but there was like at least some bushes, but here, absolutely nothing. Even though it's just next to the ocean. It's so weird, no?
You know, when we travel, we keep switching between Airbnbs and hotels, and Wi-Fi is never consistent. Some networks are sketchier, and the last thing I want is getting my laptop hacked if I connect to the wrong hotspot. And that's why we always use Surfshark VPN, the sponsor of today's video, because it creates a secure and encrypted connection to keep everything we do online private, for example, from checking our bank account to uploading files. And it even blocks ads and malware before they reach us. The best part is that one Surfshark account lets you have unlimited devices, meaning that both our devices, like our laptops, computers, they're all protected. Even when streaming, I can switch my location to access content that is blocked or censored in another country. Now, unlike other VPNs out there, Surfshark actually gives you extra tools as well. For example, like antivirus, alert for data breach warning, search for private browsing, and an alternative ID to protect your real email when you sign up on random sites. These are all in one app with unlimited devices, and you have 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk of trying it at all. You can click the link in the description or go to surfshark.com/where and use our code WHERE to get 4 months extra for free. Now let's get back to the video. Just as we decided to hit the road again, that's when we realized there is a big problem. My bike wouldn't start.
Yeah, guys, looks like we have some problem. We cannot own this bike.
He said harder just now. Oh
Why you always so unlucky with bikes? Last time we stuck in Vietnam because the key was broken. Now this.
When does it end?
We're stuck in the middle of nowhere.
We just couldn't figure out what's wrong. Even some cyclists passed by, stopped to help, but nothing worked. All we could do at the end is giving the guy who rented us the bike a call and hope he could bring us a new bike.
This bike is way too old, probably.
This bike doesn't even have screen. You cannot even see how fast it's going. But the owner of this bike, he said, it's okay, don't worry. Just like last time, someone drive and they broken it. So, but it's okay, it's still working, good condition.
It's funny, the guy just now who tried to help, he was like, have you got enough water? It's like we're stuck in desert for a few days, you know. Adventure!
Adventure!
Let's go!
So our owner already came, and just now they bring another scooter with that truck, and they like together take it out somehow because it's super heavy. And now Justin have new scooter, but it doesn't seem to be better, to be honest, because the screen still doesn't work. But at least it's riding, so we're ready to go.
Okay, let's see.
Yay!
We finally arrived at our first stop.
Wow.
And this place looks insane. The red sand and also the ocean waves and like this desert landscape. So interesting combination, no?
Yeah, no one here. And so beautiful. The sand is really super red color.
It reminds me of like, you know, pink beach in another country, but here it's like red beach. Also, if you notice here, there's so many people doing camper van.
I noticed, yeah.
See this one? I think they renovated the camper van and then after that they just drive around.
So cool, I want to.
Yeah, so cool. But wow, this view is just so beautiful.
And the wind is ice cold. It's just like Antarctica, really.
It's not that bad. It's just normal ocean waves. But it's so pretty.
This place is called Playa Roja, and direct translation means the red beach. The sand sand gets a deep reddish color as a result of weathering from the volcanic rocks in the surrounding cliffs, which slowly erodes and wash down onto the shore. It is one of the only red sand beaches in the world, so walking this stretch of cliff literally feels like stepping into another planet.
Who would have thought Peru has this kind of landscape? Everyone just talks about Machu Picchu, but there's actually really beautiful coastline as well.
Wow, guys, driving scooter is the best feeling ever. I love it so much. It's my favorite part.
Yesterday, Alina was like, "Why we go drive scooter? It's so cold in this weather."
Because I thought they're gonna be so cold and like how we gonna drive scooter, we'll get cold and we're frozen. But it's actually today so good day. Today sunny, we're so lucky, behind the sun. You молодец, good job. Just to find this activity.
Every time when I ride scooter, I always have this feeling that, oh, should we do it? Should we do it? Maybe not. It's a bit dangerous, so I don't know. But then I'm glad we are doing it now because it does feel really good when you're on there. It's like the freedom, you know? Even though my bike is almost made of plastic, it's gonna break any time, but it's still a good feeling. And just now when I was on a bike, it's almost like I'm working at constructions, like using a jackhammer. Like So like when I came back up here, I finally stopped, my hands are still shaking like that. The suspension is almost non-existent on this bike.
My bike is really nice. Like I don't feel nothing, no bumpy at all.
Good to know.
Paracas is something special. It feels like a collection of nature forces all in one place. One moment you can be standing by the coastline listening to the wave crash against the giant rocks and watching birds flying in the distance, and the next you can be riding a motorbike through barren flatland that feels like the surface of the moon, completely carefree. Not thinking about anything else and just soaking in the view. It is exactly this kind of place that makes you feel what true freedom really is. The Peruvian landscape is so diverse, and that's exactly why we decided to travel just a couple of hours away to see what other surprises this country has in store for us.
We're here in this small town called Huacachina, and this town is actually famous for its very own oasis within this desert, and there's a small community living here amongst the desert. I think some people even do some kind of water activities inside the oasis as well, so we're gonna go check it out today. I'm actually very surprised by the amount of greeneries around here considering this is a desert. I think it's also because there's an oasis, there's extra water sources to supply these plants, which makes it very colorful. Usually deserts is very grayish, brownish color, nothing too special, but here, very beautiful everywhere.
Wow, this is Oasis! This is first Oasis in my life I've ever seen. Oh, that's so cool. In the middle of desert, in the middle of sand, in the middle of nothing, just water.
It's actually really pretty. A lot prettier than I thought. I thought Oasis is just like a normal pool of water in the middle of nowhere, you know? But you can see the Peruvian people here are very smart. They make this whole area into like a tourism district. So everywhere there are two operators trying to sell you some tours. But nevertheless, it looks like to be quite a nice environment. I think it's a very good holiday escape. You know, nearby here, there's a main town, Ica, right? Super busy, very city vibe. I think people would just come here for the weekends and just paddling on those floating boats in the oasis. Wow, it's crazy. You can see how tall the dunes are. It's almost like an entire mountain up there. And I know people who actually do sandboarding in this town. So imagine from the top all the way sliding down. That looks very exhilarating. To be honest, in this town, you can pretty much finish walking the full loop within 15 to 25 minutes, so it's not really a particularly big town here. But what we're gonna do today is that we're gonna do sand buggies, which are these UTV vehicles that kind of just flies around different sand dunes, and we're gonna do that because it looks really exciting to do. And that's why you also see a lot of ski school here. They actually have a professional instructor teaching you how to do sandboarding or sand skiing here.
Yes, that's why just now we even saw how they have a special shop where you can rent sandboarding, and we saw people wearing skiing, wearing special shoes, and because now it's sunset time, it's a perfect time to go do this kind of activities.
So this time we actually booked a buggy ride with this company called Go Adventure Ica because their cars are the coolest from what I did research. Looks like they're just coming around the corner.
I'm so excited.
It's our first time doing sand buggy. Hello. Nice meeting you. Yes.
We're going to the location to put some goggles and helmet.
Oh, okay,
Then
perfect.
we start the tour.
Feels like I'm in a Batman armored truck. You know, the full matte black car. This feels like it. Wow, the engine sound.
Oh, it feels so professional, like a racing car.
Yeah.
Amazing. So now we need to pick up helmets and protective glasses like this, and then we'll be ready to go.
Oh, okay. It won't fall down? No. No? Okay. It's gonna be cold, yeah? Yeah. All right.
We are ready.
Tempo de resiliência.
Wow, so just now after 10 minutes ride, whoa, it was super fast. Like from one side to the other side to the other side. We're almost like flying on this like mini car.
Oh my god, that was such a good experience.
This feeling like when you're doing roller coaster, you know, up and down like this.
And he was like, is the speed good? And we're like, faster!
And he's like, okay. Somewhere in the middle, I take out this mask because I wanna smile, and all of a sudden,
That was a bad idea. Why did you do that? Wow,
now
but
we
this
arrived
view.
to this spot with beautiful view.
That's so cool experience.
He brings us to this photo spot, so now we're gonna go to roof and we're gonna take a photo.
He was actually saying the roof is metal, so it's super safe to go up there. Oh, that is so cool. Ooh,
Oh, it's shaking. The car is shaking.
let's go.
I'm driving.
You're driving?
If I'm driving, first or second, I'm.
If you're driving, I'm not in the car.
Okay, now it's the second round, and now I'm sitting in front. So now gonna be completely different experience. Yeah, and I'll show you the best view. Ready?
Yeah.
Second time roller coaster. Thank you.
Now, time for sandboarding.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But we're not gonna do typical sandboarding. We're gonna do a lie down sandboarding.
You're just so used to saying snowboarding. It's hard to change it.
Because it's so not typical sandboarding.
But damn, the view here looks insane.
I know.
It reminds me of that movie, Dunes.
Actually, I think lie down sandboarding is much harder to do than normal sandboarding.
Why? You just lie down.
Because your face gonna be in front.
But you have all the masks and stuff, so it should be okay.
I'm scared. Okay, you do first.
Oh shit! This looks scary because it's so
I
steep
know.
here.
Are you ready?
No.
How long do I go? Wow! Lay down. Ah! Your feet. Put your feet. Yeah. 3, 2, put your foot hard in the sand.
How is it just now?
That was insane. I think
I
that was probably the most fun part so far.
I want to do this 10,000 times more.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a full day of just going down, up and down like that. It was so cool.
Luckily we have the star, so he can bring us up and we don't need to walk.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see sunset. Should be so beautiful. what surprise!
Thank you. Wow, that's so romantic. That was fun. So fun. Wow, they're so thoughtful that they prepare like a romantic setup for us. They actually said it's a surprise and we didn't know this before. We were only gonna do the buggy and the sandboarding, and they prepared all this food for us.
We have champagne, we have many different type of fruits,
Cheese platter.
olives, some ham, and also some crackers. And with this beautiful view to sunset in the middle of desert.
This is awesome.
What can be better?
I think this is one of my favorite travel memories.
Me too. Yeah, when you come to Peru, it's not about towns or cities. It's more about like this beautiful nature, deserts, oases.
And the landscape here is just so diverse. And wherever you go, like if you had to go in, city or gray sky and all that. And after we went to Paracas, the dramatic cliffs, the ocean. And now we're in the middle of the desert. How wild it is doing sand buggies.
Yeah, so different landscape in one country. And soon we'll go to Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu. Love you. Happy to create memories like this with you. That's why I love traveling with you. So yeah, if you want to have this kind of activity when you come to Huacachina, definitely come and book with Go Adventure Ica because they're full of surprises. And also, you've got a champion driving for you. What more do you expect?
Perfect company. Wow. Okay, let's
Enjoy.